When the Second World War intensified, it became apparent to Canada and its allies that more help would be needed. That help came from women. At first, their numbers were small, but as the war dragged on, their ranks grew. Tonight, Jacques Barbeau meets with the women who changed the face of the military and eventually the workforce.
It was the longest-running battle of World War II. On the seas of the North Atlantic, Allied convoys faced off against German U-boats. As casualties mounted, Canada's Navy needed all hands on deck. It couldn't afford to have sailors doing clerical work on shore. So the solution? Start recruiting women.
They needed manpower. They needed bodies. Then it didn't really matter which sex they were. They could do the job.
They were called Wrens, and the Navy recruited 7,000 women for the war effort.
I always remember when the war started, my dad said to me, "What's like to do with your life?" And I said, "I really want to go on to university." He said, "I don't think so. I think you should do something for your country."
They filled many roles: clerks, drivers, signalers, wireless operators. Jobs that, until then, were the exclusive domain of men.
Men, for the first time, were working alongside women in a way they never had before.
I spent the war was spying on the Germans.
She's 92, but Elsa Lassard's memories of her wartime service are vivid. She monitored Morse code transmissions from German U-boats.
You would slam a button by your receiver. The gal out in the shack would yell the frequency in, which means you have a U-boat.
The war years were formative for these women, and when the war ended, they were not prepared to go back to women's work.
If the war had not come along, you know what we had open to us? Teachers, nurses, secretaries.
How did it change after the war?
They couldn't put us back in the kitchen.
After the war, the Wrens were disbanded, and some say their contributions forgotten. But that's changing. Last night at a gala dinner, 11 Wrens were recognized for their service.
They were critical enablers to those who went to sea.
A message Elsa Lassard hopes every Canadian hears.
Nobody knew who a Wren was. So part of me said, oh, damn it, they're going to find out what a Wren was, right?
And at the age of 92, Elsa's mission is still going strong. Jacques Barbeau, Global News, Ottawa.